Hey guys, Kathryn, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be doing a review video. So I'll be reviewing the Colourpop and KathleenLights collaboration eyeshadow palette, Dream Street. So if you guys want to know my thoughts on this, just keep watching. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and let's go. So what I really like about this palette is the color pigmentation. All of these shadows are very pigmented, very creamy, very smooth, and really easily blended. That's what I really love about this, because I remember I always had trouble blending eyeshadows when I first started out, so I don't think this would be a very big problem, but you do have to be a little bit more careful because it does blend out really easily, so you have to be a little bit more precise. So it can get a little muddy in my opinion, especially if you're like new to makeup and you're just learning how to do the whole blending and technique and whatnot with the darker colors. I think it can get a little bit muddy, but besides that, I think everything else is really good. And I also really like the metallic shimmery shades. I think they are really nice and very shimmery, very vibrant, and they're really gorgeous color. I really like how this palette has majority of the shade is very warm, but then there's also cooler shades like this one with it, which is Kaleidoscope. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but this one's like the silvery cool tone shimmery color, which is really nice. Not a color I typically really like, but it's still really pretty. And then there is this satin color that is more for highlighting like the brow bone area or like the inner corners. And there's 2, 4, 6 matte shade. So I really like this palette. I really love matte eyeshadows, and I think these matte shades are really nice because there is transitioning colors and also darker colors for adding depth, and also these like mid colors that's more for, you know, pop of color and whatnot. So I really like this palette overall, but I do have to say that because they are very pigmented and very easy to work with and very creamy, they do have a lot of fallout, especially the darker matte shades. I get a lot of fallout, especially with this blue one. The first time I used it with the wrong technique, and I didn't tap off the access, so I had like a bunch of eyeshadow on my lower lash, my eye bag area. But anyways, it just got all over the place. So you do have to be a little bit more careful with cake backs. If you're someone who doesn't like fallout and you think it's the end of the world, then I don't think you're going to like those very much, because it does have a lot. But I personally don't mind fallout. You can clean it up, and if you wear foundation, just put on your eyeshadow before you put on your base makeup to cover it up. I think you can definitely work with it, so it doesn't really bother me that much, but I know some people don't like that, so just a heads up if that's what you don't like. And another con, it's not really a big con, but these two colors right here, which is Stardust and Twinkle, they are very similar color. They almost look identical, especially on the eye. So I wished it was a different color, maybe like a different metallic color or a different matte shade, a darker matte shade. I don't know, just these two are very similar, especially on the eye. So that's what I don't really like about this palette. I wish they just change it up a little bit, but with that being said, I am still going to use both of them because they are really beautiful, and I really like both of them. I mean, they literally look the same. So that is one con, but besides that, I have no problem with this palette. I really like it. I think it's very versatile, and I've been using it a lot lately, whether it's for a more natural look or like more bold look and colorful look. I think you can get both out of this palette, which is really nice. But yeah, that is pretty much my thought on this palette, and let's move on to the swatches. So first I'm going to go into Magical and Shooting Star and use this as a transition shade and put that on my crease. It kind of looks like I'm putting it all over my entire eyes because I don't really have a big crease. So if you have a crease, put it on your crease. And then I'm going to take Water Barrier, which is like a matte teal shade. I'm going to pack this very carefully onto my eyelid, not passing my crease. And because I have so little lid space, I went back to a very small, precise brush and take the same color to pack it onto the inner corners. Now I'm taking a blending brush using Shooting Star to blend out the colors. And this is where I mentioned the colors can be a little bit muddy, especially if you have small eyelids like me, so just be a little bit careful over here. Now taking Elfish, I'm going to put this on the outer corners to add depth into the look. Now taking Mermaid Boy, which is a shimmery version of Water Barrier, I think, and pack this color all over my eyelid, not passing the crease once again. And then taking Kidoscope, which is a shimmery silver color, and put that on the center of the eyelid to brighten the look up. And then I also went back to Elfish to add a little bit more color and blend it out with Shooting Stars again. Now taking Potion, I'm going to put this on my lower lash line. And because the color was a little bit too orangey for me, I went back to Elfish, just a little bit of this, and apply that on top of Potion. Then last but not least, I went into Sweet Dreams, which is a shimmery champagne-y color, and I put this on the inner corners to highlight. And that's it. Recommend this palette. I think it's a yes and a no. I think this palette overall is great quality. You cannot go wrong with these type of eyeshadows. But if you're someone who really likes neutral colors and you only ever wear neutral shades, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this, because even though you can get very neutral and everyday looks out of it, you're not going to get your money worth because there is so many colorful shades that you probably would never touch. But if you are someone who likes to experiment, you love colors, then I would highly recommend this, because you can't get natural look like I said, but there is pops of color for you to play around with, and that's why I really love this palette. Even though I am not someone who wears this type of look every single day, I do love to have it on hand just in case if I ever want to. So I think that is really great, and I've been trying to experiment and move out of my comfort zone, play around with the shadows and the looks. So that's why personally I really love this palette and I really enjoy it. So it really depends on your personal preference. It's up to you whether you want to get it or not. I hope you guys find this review helpful, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!